Alright, you've been waiting long enough patiently. What have we got today? US server, for a bit of a change. Friday evening, have a bit of fun. Play some arena. See if we can do okay. Well, we've had them go all the way to America to finally get Mage in arena. Like, I've not been offered Mage for, I don't know, it feels like a good 10 picks. It's just a lot of fun, isn't it? Now, this is a nice, interesting pick, this. I think Meteor's the obvious pick here. There's a couple of things I want to talk about here. First of all, this card, Primordial Glyph, is overbucketed. Like, you can never take Primordial Glyph in Arena. You just can't do it because you get offered cards like Meteor and Blizzard in the same bucket, and you can never pass these cards up. This card never gets picked. I think we go with the Meteor here. The way Arena is, it's more about making some big minions. Have they rebucketed Dragonmaw Scorcher? So, both these cards are fantastic. I think we go with the Warbear here. The reason why we pass on the Scorcher is there's a lot of cards that Mage get that can do sort of 1 damage to a lot of minions. But there's not a lot of cards that do what Amani Warbear do in Arena. So the question is, do you want a vanilla 3-2 for 2? It's okay. It does a nice curve. Or do you want a Sleepy Dragon? I don't mind picking up a Sleepy Dragon here. Second Warbear. Yeah, feels good. Let's start with some of the cheap guys. So, Squire, very, very nice pick. Especially because, obviously, you can play it on turn 1. And you can ping something on turn 2 and run the Squire in to finish it off. Wasp is also a reasonable pick. But I like the Squire there. So 3-drops are very important in Mage. Having premium 3-drops especially so. And you generally want about 4 to 5 3-drops that are considered premium, like this Tanglefur Mystic as well. That's a good one to pick there. I'd like to take the Violet Worm, but we need to fix up our early game before we do anything else. So you could take the Reaver. It dies quite easily. Or you could take the Volatile Elemental. It dies just as easily, but has a chance of trading with something their opponent does. And Mage has a few Elementals. Okay, third premium 3-drop here, Frost Rider. And now we're getting on to the good stuff as well. Pretty decent bucket. Good stats on the Manipulator, 4 mana, 4/5, so it's as good as a Yeti, really. Chain Gang, 4 mana, 4/6, arguably better with the taunts. Keysmith doesn't really have that much of a big impact on the board. We don't really have anything to use the Manipulator with at this moment. It's an elemental. We can pick up some other elementals that are pretty good. But I like the Chain Gang there. I think it's pretty automatic. Dragon Slayer. There's another quality 3-drop, but dragons are pretty regular in this format. I guess we take the Molten Reflection and just hope we can actually have a situation where it does something. So we got all of our late game here. We're just looking to pick something up. Only the one elemental so far, Volatile. Certainly not enough for an Arcanosaur. Wow. Yet more late game. This is going to be quite an expensive deck. Yep. Some bad picks here. I guess another Dragon Slayer never hurts. Kill more dragons. Scorch and Swift Messenger, both absolutely fine picks here. Obviously, each has got its own particular upside and downside. I'm going to go with the Swift Messenger there, though I don't mind anyone who takes the other one. I'd say it's quite an easy pick of Fireplume Phoenix, really. And likewise with the Water Elemental. Reveal a spell in each deck. Well, we've got Shifting Scroll, so we can never take that. Couple of 2-drops doesn't hurt to flesh the deck out. So again, the Leyline Manipulator only really works with the Shimmering Tempest, the Astral Rift, and we've got one other in here, and the Bone Drake. There it is. I couldn't find it then. I was like, I'm sure I took a Bone Drake. So, I mean, it's a reasonable deck. It's just sort of general value. Really just trying to curve out. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Oh, apparently we won't see how it goes. Okay. Are you going to punch me back to the main menu, or are you just going to crash completely? Here we go. Try again. Attempt number 2. To launch a game of Hearthstone. Americans don't like me. Sending me back to Europe.
Jaina versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
You asked for it.
Well, the Whirly Glider, it's not really a card we want to keep going second. We really want a couple of 3 drops here, maybe. Yeah, I mean, these seem a lot better to coin out, don't they? But depending on what opponent does, if he just makes like a... Ooh, if he just makes a 1-1, I might just ping it and then play the Frost Rider turn 3.
Reporting for duty.
Well, changing a little thing with the Argent Squire. So potentially we can coin out the Frost Rider.
I wonder.
Ping something, play a 1-1. Or we could just hold on to the coin to give us a turn 6 Warbear.
Reporting for duty.
Polar Bear Express. The glory is mine.
The light protects me.
It's always a shame when you see wonderful cards like that vanishing off the shifting scroll, only to replace by an icicle when it gets round to turn 6. So we have to fear the Scorcher turn 5 from the Paladin. And maybe he's thinking that himself. He doesn't want to play too much this turn if he's got a Scorcher next turn to finish off my 4-2.
Time runs out on me.
First disconnection of the match.
The sun has set for me.
Reporting for duty.
A stranger will offer you aid.
Yeah, I think we keep the Geomancer in hand. We might get something good off the Astral Rift. There you go, good old Glacial Memories, right on cue. So as soon as you get mana, you will start getting offered Glacial Mysteries every game.
As long as it keeps out arrows, I fight. The future is now.
I think the Phoenix is more valuable rather than just using that to trade there. This allows us to do like 3 damage along with the hero ability, so it gives us a bit more reach at dealing with something. I don't want my Warbear to be dealt 4 damage from something that can just be dealt with quite easily. Free Meteor seems good. And they're never going to expect the second Meteor. So I'm guessing we're playing the Violet Worm, hoping it sticks around so we can make a copy of it. So he has to put a taunt up. What else he's got? Humility.
Reporting for duty.
Feels bad, man.
I must move quickly.
Jaina versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
You asked for it.
Going first. I think the chain gang's okay.
The light protects me.
Especially against Warrior, gives him something to fight his way through. And it can help you against Super Colliders. Well, lucky we've got 2 Dragon Slayers in our deck.
I fight.
So this turn Warrior really needs to put something good down, or he just risks falling too far behind. Like, because we're beating up quite quickly and we've got good solid 4-drop, good solid 5-drop. Mossy doesn't really work with our own guys that well.
I fight.
And the board's really looking quite wide here.
At last, a worthy fool.
Yeah, he knows that one's gone. He went second and he just had this really greedy hand. Just hand of complete nothing. Like, 3-drops are your most important thing. You know, you need to have a solid 3-drop to challenge the board early. And if you don't challenge the board, that happens.
Jaina
You just get blown out.
Victory or death!
You asked for
I'm
it.
going first again. This game's being really generous to me here. I think I keep the Astral Rift. Gives me something to do turn 2. I don't have a lot of actual turn 2 minions. And it's rare your opponent coins out a 2-drop. Ooh, Alex Strasser. And this is nice as well. 2 good minions there for 2 mana. Solid investment.
A stranger will offer you aid.
Not the greatest. So if you think your opponent's going to have a weapon, then obviously it's the chain gang you go with. If you think they don't, then the ticket scalper makes more sense.
Don't blink. You might miss it.
But yeah, it's just generally a really nice hand, this one.
The future is
Hopefully this allows a nesting rock to come down.
as long as it keeps out arrows.
Free me!
The future is now!
And the 4/7, obviously with Taunt, there's not a lot of weapons Warrior can have here that can take that off the board. What a waste of a coin that was from him.
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
Yeah, terrible turn from him.
My hand is too full.
Really bad turn.
The future is now! As long as it keeps out arrows.
Hello. Hello, young bluesman. So you can see how dominating this 4/7 is, you know, so early in the game.
Dark One snuffs all! Miss me?
So I want to make it as hard as possible for him to deal with the nesting rock. You know, he's already shown from the last 2 turns that he just can't deal with it at the moment. Yeah, I think 720p is the only options there, just killed it. Now, one option's obviously run 2 guys in. Mossy,
What to do?
play a 2-drop. I don't mind it too much.
Someone's out on me.
Like, I don't want to give him a board that he can warpath really easily. And this is fine, because Mossy survives. I get a replacement card off the Shimmering Tempest. And this goes down to 1 toughness, which doesn't help him either. So it's really his warpath and his scavenger trading with my nesting rock and my half-time scavenger, if he does that.
What now?
Well, viewers are coming in now for some reason. Took a bit of time, first 20 minutes.
I must choose.
We hear your heart.
Ooh, spicy. Yeah, it is a very spicy draw.
A clever concoction.
Yeah, I'll just randomly have a flame strike. Seems pretty good.
Unity, precision, perfection. I love omelets.
It's mine!
So I'm just trying to again set up this Molten Reflection on my worm. I didn't want to play a dragon until I could afford to lose it tempo-wise from Dragon Slayer. Like, because this whole match is just about keeping hold of the board as best you can. So, like, I really don't care if they play a Dragon Slayer now. But I would have a few turns ago, like on turn 6, if I'd Played a Bone Drake onto a fairly sparse board.
One snatch all.
So they're taking 20, and they're on 20 at the moment.
For Najata.
Even Alex Strasser on their own face doesn't help here.
I cast arcane missiles.
Not sure what they're hoping for exactly. Oh, they just wanted to get 5 face damage in before conceding.
I will crush you.
Yeah, they got completely destroyed.
Jaina versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer.
You asked for it.
Well, finally going second in the game. I don't know why we're recording at 60 FPS here. We can easily drop this down to 30. Ooh.
The light.
Again, Arcane Squire. Doing a fantastic job.
I fight.
Big, sharp, pointy teeth.
I fight.
Ride the polar bear express.
So again, Molten Reflection was out of one of the bottom buckets, facing with 2 other terrible cards. So if we can get any kind of value out of this, we're going to be happy.
Put me in, man! It's my turn!
Ride the polar bear express. Mine.
Lightning Storm. No Lightning Storm.
Nice to meet you.
Neither snow nor rain nor witch. Move!
Seems like a good spot to use the coin. I've got 2 strong 6 drops. I could also do 2 3 drops if I wanted to. And I'm not really in a position to want to smash out this sleepy dragon for no reason.
Move!
Let's freeze face there. Definitely expecting that this turn. Fortunately, Mirror Entity doesn't work so great with Tangle for her Mystic. Yeah, let's give him a 2-drop to test for Mirror Entity with. So he has to buff health here, because if he doesn't, he's trading with a Warbear and a Ping, which is a really bad result for him. So he needs health really badly. Untargetable, I guess, could be okay for him, as it means he gets a 2-4 as well.
The glory is mine!
But I can always meteor the next minion he plays and finish off the 5-6 with that.
I sense your struggle. I sense your struggle.
Spider senses tingling.
So he can kill me with a Bloodlust next turn, which isn't great. So I don't mind just trading here. Just getting the 7-8 off the board.
Float like a butterfly.
I will offer you aid.
The glory is mine!
Because everything else I can deal with quite handily. But a 7-8 untargetable risks getting away from us, and I'm glad I did that now, because he sort of runs his guys in and then heals them all back up afterwards. We're in a fair amount of trouble there.
Keep up! Keep up!
I don't need any of you.
It's a pretty good Mossy. I'm going to get greedy here. Let him play another totem next turn. Maybe some more 2 power guys.
Your magic shall not save you.
How long can this leave me? How long can this go on?
I cast arcane missiles.
So I think he should run his 4-3 into my guy first before he does that. He's missing a point of damage on something else there. Like, he's never not attacking here. Not attacking here is just really, really bad.
Leave me be.
So I think he should realise the game's getting away from him here. Well, if it wasn't the taunt totem, it might have been lethal. Ooh! Lol. Skillstone strikes again. Astral Rift going, yeah! I'll give you the best possible minion. Oh, you've got 8 mana left. Have a worm. How lucky. That was quite brutal.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Oh, it is on.
Well, Argent Squire. Nice early drop. See if we can get a 3-drop to go with it. Not yet. Still got a couple of draws though. Ooh, look at that.
The light protects me.
Polymorph, eh? Won't mind that around turn 7 or 8, please, Hearthstone. Oh, what are you doing to me? Polymorph and Pyroblast. Why? Why now? Why? Yeah, it's going to be some real bad cards quite soon. Counterspell on curve. We can do better.
I fight.
We can do better than counterspell. Oh, offers me Pyroblast.
As long as it keeps out arrows.
Again. This game, man. This game. So no turn 5 really sucks, and none of our premium 3-drops are either turning up.
The dark path is my
Wow, and offers me a meteor the turn before I can cast a regular meteor. I mean, this is ridiculous. 6, 6, 6, 9, 6, 8. That's how you get your losses in Hearthstone. The deck just goes, you know what? You've drawn 8 cards. You're not going to have anything before turn 6. Mossy to the rescue.
The dark path is my destiny.
Mossy just kind of really dominates people who go wide here. But again, this is like quite a poor set of cards we've got in our own hand.
I wonder.
So this is Warbear territory now. Or Violet Worm territory.
A stranger will offer you aid.
Look how many meteors I'm getting randomly offered. Well, that's a nice cone of cold. It's a very nice cone of cold.
A stranger will offer you aid.
Definitely gives us the tempo back. Neither of our Dragon Slayers. So he's obviously got a pyro. Like that. That's definitely the reason why he's doing what he's doing.
I wonder.
So we're just setting up a trade. You know, this can't run into this with pyro. So we're just trying to smoke him down. So yeah, I want him to run this in.
I wonder.
And he can't go to our face with the 3/6 as well. So keeping the life totals that side's quite important. Well, now he definitely has a pyro. So yeah, you can see keeping ourselves above 10 life at all times. Like, the way he was playing definitely screamed that he has a pyro. So 5-0, good start.
Jaina versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
You asked for it.
Tempted to keep all of these cards. Meteor's pretty important against Priest. Like, we don't want him at some point getting a big board. You know, getting a big minion we can't deal with. And Meteor's really the only card in our deck that can do that. I mean, Chris, I guess he just didn't have an answer for what I had, so he was just trying to find an answer with the Blast Wave. I think he maybe put me on a Pyroblast as well, the way I was going to his face. So he was looking for a solution. He feared I had him dead next turn. I think that's the general consensus I get from it. Okay.
Alas, a worthy fool.
Let's be getting rid of that Luna's Pocket Galaxy. So we've got a Swift Messenger here.
In the best shape of my life.
This summons a 2/2. So that feels fine. I'll just ping it. Always offering me Meteor before turn 6. Yep, pretty brutal Shadow Madness. Not much we can do about that.
Winter is here, and it's cold.
Look out below!
So we finally get to do some face damage. Well, we have an elemental. I don't think we have another elemental. So this is just one of those RNG games where good old Shadow Madness.
The dark path is my destiny.
And constant low rolls off this does not help at all. Hopefully we can get a decent spell off Shifting Scroll. Of course he gets a polymorph, so again, the RNG just absolutely savaging us here. Gives him the best possible spell. Like, this is pretty poor now, the cards we're drawing. We need our late game, like, straight away.
Float like a butterfly. Sting like a bee. Neither snow nor rain nor witch. Neither snow nor rain nor witch.
Pretty should win comfortably here at this point. Like, never getting back this kind of card advantage.
A stranger will offer you aid. A stranger will offer you aid.
Well, healing totem seems okay, right? Yeah, first big minion the priest puts down should win him the game at this point. We've just drawn too many early stage cards. As soon as we draw a late stage card, he's obviously going to mind control it, and that's going to be the end of the game.
This time for sure.
Of course. Can't give me a 5/5. So again, RNG screwing us over completely. Just time and time again.
Go ahead. Make my day. Me no crazy. You're crazy. The future is now.
Let's give him something to mind control. We don't really have much choice in the matter. We just lose to mind control when he plays it. Like, there's no way we can win with these cards right here. Meteor? You're going to offer me a meteor now?
As long as it keeps out arrows.
So this is it. This is the entirety of what we've got left. Some weak minions. Second Shadow Madness. That's what I mean. If I'm making big guys there, he has 2 dead Shadow Madnesses. Wow, this is some ridiculously weak source.
The light protects me. It's mine.
Really, really, just weak draw after weak draw, and every bit of RNG's gone against us this game.
It's mine.
I mean, he's obviously just got hands like Mass Hysteria, Psychic Scream in hand. Just sat there with 7 cards in hand, waiting for me to play something decent. And I don't... And of course, there we go again. Gets Onyxia off his Bone Drake. Just absolutely ridiculous RNG from start to finish. Like about 6 different RNG effects all going against us really heavily. Like, it's impossible to win games like that. When the RNG is just out to kill you. Just smash the concede button and play another one. And hope to not get screwed so hard.
Jaina versus Gul'dan. Your soul shall be mine.
You asked for it.
Wow, really? All my 3 drops and 2 drops and 1 drops? And you're gonna do this to me? Oh, this game. That is a great going second 2 drop. Let's see if he's got a Mortal Coil for it. No, you see, he's got something like a 4-4 or a 3-4, and he doesn't want to trade this guy with it. Wow. These are some poor draws here as well, but I guess we get the poor cards out of the way. Because this at least sets up a nesting rock with Taunt.
Put me in, man! It's my turn!
What to do? What to do? I wonder.
In a way, I could see this being a Hellfire or something like that.
Runs out on me.
Neither snow nor rain nor wind. Well played.
A stranger will offer you aid.
Now, we don't have anything for dealing 1 damage to everything. I'd love to go face for 6 there. But I think we have to take out that totem. I mean, the totem also sets up his demon fires, demon bolts even, quite well. Maybe the Warbear's the better pick there.
Don't tell me what to do!
Maybe we can set up a play turn 10 where we go Warbear, coin, Warbear. If we do that, that means Violet Worm next turn and some assorted 4 and 3 drops on turn 9. So, pretty good card.
Ride the Polar Bear Express.
Extraordinary.
As long as it keeps out arrows.
We could even coin out the Radiant Elemental. And then the spell reduction from the Molten Reflection could be useful.
The glory is mine.
Yeah, I like Warbear, coin, Molten Reflection.
Dark path is my destiny.
Nice of him to go face as well. That's helped me out a lot.
Well played.
It's mine!
The glory is mine.
Darkness rises.
Well, we're doing well for Dragon Slayers.
It's mine!
Awaken, my children. Unleash me.
We are one. We are one.
Be gone!
Go away.
Yeah, if you've got multiple Amiga assemblies and multiple Void daddies, it's going to be very hard for you to lose. So he's walking right into any kind of AoE spell, but of course he knows full well I don't have anything like that. Like, there's so many mage cards that just completely destroy that board, and I have none of them. Instead, I've got a Luna's Pocket Galaxy and a random shifting scroll that we've got no idea what it's going to turn into. And this is the RNG for you. Like, this is a playable card. We're in that game. Like, this is something like a Meteor or a Blast Wave. Even an Arcane Explosion, where we're in this game big time as he loses 4 of his guys. Wow, Breath of Syndragosa, just what we want. Obviously hits the wrong one. I mean, nothing else has gone my way this game. Why am I ever going to hit a 50-50?
Root and bind, soul entwine.
Again, the game just completely hates me.
Welcome here. Smelly fish. Yummy fish.
And now he plays a dragon after I play both my Dragon Slayers. I mean, that about sums up the entirety of the game, doesn't it? Like, RNG goes completely against you, held 2 Dragon Slayers the entire game, and then the turn after you play both Dragon Slayers, he goes Amalgam and 5/5 Dragon. So that's 2 games lost, down to ridiculous RNG both times. Nothing else. Just a game going, you know what? Any dice roll, we're going to have the absolute worst result for you and the absolute best result for your opponent.
Victory or death!
You asked for it.
So now, at 5 and 2, we're going to try and hope for a fair game of Hearthstone at this point.
The light protects me.
Thanks for the follow, Shoe Magic. Well,
I fight.
it's an okay 2-drop. I mean, I'm fine with these all trading away because I've got the Frost Rider on 3 mana. Never playing that card. Just going to sit in my hand the entirety of the game.
I fight.
I don't need any of you.
Well, that's fine because I didn't have a turn 4 play anyway. Oh, I do now. But we're still going to ping it out the way there. Hopefully these both stick here for a nice big nesting rock. Which also protects us against the Super Collider with the 1/1 Argent Squire.
I fight.
So that'll be a Marnie Warbear he's just picked up. Ooh. Well, well.
Winter is here, and it's cold!
I fight.
Rush the enemy! Defend Gilnet!
Or Darius. So again, I'm still expecting a Warbear off him. And we get to Primordial Drake the turn after he plays the Warbear. Devastate. Well, Phoenix mops up reasonably well. And we got some good late game cards here.
My turn!
Neither snow nor rain nor wish. Move.
So there's no overkill opportunity for him here.
can this go on? How long can this go on? How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
So we only need to get 3 face damage in at the moment with the Pyroblast in hand. Yeah, I think he's just killed himself, right?
Well played.
As long as it keeps out arrows.
Well, bit of luck with the Pyroblast, eh? Bit of RNG going in our favour.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Oh, it is on.
Ugh. So we keep the Volatile Elemental. Early game is the only time this is ever any good. And we picked up a nice Frost Rider, which is great going second. We're really hoping he has a play here, which he does. A little bit of me wants to coin this Frost Rider out here and then play the Elemental turn 3 to check for Mirror Entity.
Ride the Polar Bear Express.
More so, it could well be runes as well, so...
The glory is mine.
I think we just copy this guy. I mean, we've got a Meteor.
Look how it burns!
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
So it could be splitting image. So I certainly want to test for that. And I don't want one of my guys dying to a vaporize there. Like, I don't want him copying the Pyromaniac. So he's obviously got a blizzard or something like that. Why else would he do that?
Alas!
So I prefer that to the Primordial Drake. I don't want to run the 5-7 into the 4-6 here. Because he just gets to attack for 4 back the next turn.
Nice to meet you.
Hey! Good tickets don't come cheap.
So let's test for the old counterspell. Apparently not even a counterspell.
As long as it keeps out arrows.
So I guess it's Spellbender at this point. So he's got a Pyroblast in his deck. So keeping our life total as high as possible is the most important thing here.
Neither snow nor rain nor witch.
Here there is no light.
You may have 2 copies of that. That seems fine.
Float like a butterfly. Sting like a bee.
Feels bad, man.
Here there is no light.
Ooh, a great draw.
Here there is no light.
So things are looking a bit grim over on that side of the board. Never got to play my Meteor. So 7 wins, always a solid achievement. It's what you want, get to 7 wins, pay for your entry. Anything past this is a bonus really, but Mage is just a good deck to get to 7 wins with. It doesn't always come up with the most broken decks, but it always comes up with something solid.
You asked for it.
So we're going second, Frost Rider Phoenix. Ideal cards going second. You know, you're putting a really big minion out on the board quite early. Which is important against Paladin, because when you're playing a Paladin on Ribeye against Ribbo, Paladin on 7 wins, usually he's coming out of the blocks quite fast. You know, I think he's more of a sprinter than anything.
for duty.
Pretty good draw, all things considered. I like Coin Phoenix to get onto the board. But I mean, we've also got a reasonably defensive hand here.
A stranger will offer you aid.
So I'm guessing he's going to throw down some taunts next turn.
What to do? What to do?
Tadingo! Yes!
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
So obviously Messenger Coin Ping would be the obvious play. Could also throw down a couple of 2/3s this turn. And maybe a Burlock. The problem with Swift Messenger and the Ping is that he still has a 3/4 and 6 mana. We haven't really developed the board at all.
Time runs out on me.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Frost Rider was also an option. But I think he has a lot of buffs on this particular turn. Like a Paladin on 7 wins is going to have a lot of buffs in his deck.
I'm unstable!
Come, my pretty bird.
Seems he's got quite a wide board and he just didn't get any of it in the first few turns. So it looks like he's got quite a bad draw because he has got a lot of early game cards. No dragons yet though, unfortunately. Again, I expect that to be an Amani Warbear more than anything.
I see your weakness.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor witch.
So we're really hoping to hit that 0-3 this turn. That has to be the dream.
Move!
Don't mess with me!
And I'm fine shuffling in sort of, you know, extra copies. Some of those weak minions. It's like I don't mind him getting like a Ravenclaw and things like that for 1 mana. Ghostly Charger, of course. Forgot about that one.
Reporting for duty.
It's a nice blizzard. However, not sure. It's the best option. So we don't want him getting too wide of a board. I'm sure he's got a silver sword in the deck. I don't think you get to 7 wins without getting a silver sword. Happy with that. I predicted he'd have the Warbear in there.
Job's done.
I'm taking a bit of a risk here not playing the Drake, but
Follow the rule.
I'm hoping he goes face and then we get to have a really devastating turn.
Reporting for duty.
Which is exactly what's happened.
I don't need any of you.
Come, my pretty birds. I'll never tell.
Yeah, so he's definitely got a very fast deck.
Converting stored energy. Reporting for duty.
Protects me. As long as it keeps out arrows. A stranger will offer you aid.
Well, I hope he doesn't get a Crazed Alchemist. That would be bad for me. And we get to gain some life. Alchemist on the worm.
Nice to meet you.
Ooh. Spicy Blast Wave. So, run the 3-4 into the 5-6.
What to do?
Run the worm into the 5-6. Blast Wave. Then run the 3-5 into the 1-1 to gain 2. And we've got just a handful of spells at that point.
What to do?
The future is now!
It's mine!
Good old Glacial Mysteries.
Reporting for duty.
At last! A worthy fool! It's mine! Mind if I roll need?
Yeah, he got really unlucky with his opening hand going first. Like, he's just got nothing but early game cards in his deck, and he just drew none of it. Really, really didn't draw any of it.
You love my new recipe.
Foul leather!
Well, I'm glad he didn't draw that hammer while I was at 3 HP.
Reporting for duty.
I see your weakness.
That's kind of why I was fine shuffling that back in. 4, 8, 10, 12.
I wonder.
I don't think there's anything still in my deck at this point. Okay, so he's got another hammer.
Foul leather!
Don't rush me.
Reporting for duty.
Mossy in a deck with all of his 1 and 2 tough power guys? Not sure about that. Mossy seems a pretty bad pick for his deck. So yeah, he had an awful opening hand. Really, really bad opening hand, and he wasn't able to put any pressure on me as a result. Like, there were many better draws he could have had there. I mean, he did have the RNG in his favour that he got to go first, which is a big plus for that kind of deck where you're just looking to charge him down. But he couldn't put enough pressure on me. And now a little bit of a wait as we get up to 8 wins.
versus Rexar.
Let the hunt begin.
You asked for it.
Okay, don't want any of these cards. Might be nice to keep the water elemental against Hunter, but we just need a 3-drop. We need something to do before turn 4, so I'd rather get rid of them all. Increase the chance of getting one of these lovely 3-drops here. And Swift Messengers, another great draw. It's going to be a 2/6 on turn 4, which is important.
What fools these mortals be!
Winter is here, and it's cold.
Okay, maybe it's a freezing trap then.
Neither snow nor rain nor witch.
Yeah, it'll grow back.
Standard Hunter, mindless face damage. He definitely doesn't want to go face this turn, not with holding Meteor in hand.
Mushroom power!
Move!
Ride the polar bear express.
So it's going to be really hard for Hunter to get back into the game here with me holding a Warbear and a Meteor.
Foul leather! Look how it burns!
So again, needs to make it untargetable. So he's got 12 damage there. Pretty much the nut draw for him, I'd say. Ooh, that's interesting.
As long as it keeps out arrows.
Like Stealth and Wind Fury, given the kind of deck he's got, was the best possible result for him.
Well played.
I'll just browse the internet while he decides what it is he wants to do.
I wonder.
As long as it keeps out arrows.
Okay, apparently he didn't have the kill.
It's mine! At last! A worthy fool!
Interesting, well played from him. As he faces down lethal. Thought you'd won the game.
Well played.
Hey, stranger, where are you?
It's mine!
If you're going to BM, you best win the game afterwards. He's like, I've got 2 6-10s. I'm surely going to win. Would appear not. Nine and 2.
Jaina versus Jaina!
You asked for it. Oh, it is on.
So we've got 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Yes, I'd like a better 3-drop, but I also don't want to mulligan it away and get an 8-drop. I'd rather have the guaranteed curve out going second. I think that's more important. We've got the added bonus that if he pings us turn 2 and I play the volatile elemental, he has to ping that again turn 3.
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
He might get greedy here, play another minion, go for the 50-50 with the volatile elemental. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to try and do. And of course hits it because he loves the RNG.
At last! A worthy fool!
Now we could have coined out the scavenger. Because he can't kill the scavenger. But there's a chance he just makes some taunts anyway and kind of ruins my coin.
I wonder.
So because he's hit that 50-50, he now gets to deal a lot of face damage as a result. You know, it's just little RNG things like that. Like if he's left with the other guy, the 2-1, we have nothing to fear. That 5 damage may be the difference between winning and losing at the end of the game.
Science overwhelming.
I'd rather take out the spell power minion there, because I can always draw a Phoenix to kill his 5-2. And you can just see immediately sort of the difference between going first and second. Always has the answers going first. And again, he's done 15 damage purely off the RNG. Pure RNG has led to that.
It's mine.
It's like, welcome to going second, where your opponent gets a 50-50 RNG and deals you 20 damage as a result.
Well played.
So, and there's nothing you can do in situations like that. Like, I'm still happily at 30 life if he doesn't hit that 50-50. And all 3 of our losses were exactly down to that. Just ridiculous RNG. Just going against us. And again, if I go first in that matchup, I win quite comfortably as well. Like, he doesn't deal me a single point of damage at any point.